All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Night and Day Talk Media. It's your host, J.R. Curry. So, Jay-Z's back in the media again for a new viral documentary where Rihanna's former publicist was mentioned in this documentary. This video, I guess the documentary went viral with over 800,000 views. And basically, the documentary focused on one of Jay-Z alleged mistresses, Kathy Corey White. So I watched a little bit of the documentary here on YouTube. I think it's called Death of Jay-Z's Mistress or something like that. But let's go ahead and get into this article real quick.
Rihanna's former publicist has a story to tell. Rihanna's former publicist spoke out about a new documentary about Jay-Z and new drama that sparked because of it. YouTuber Trap Laura Ross published the disturbing Death of Jay-Z's Mistress earlier this month. It centers on the mysterious death of 28-year-old model Kathy Corey White, who died in 2011 after suffering a reported brain aneurysm. White allegedly told Jay-Z that she was pregnant with his child prior to her death. Jay-Z was married to Beyonce, and they were expecting their first child, Blue Ivy. Rumors ran rampant, and many concluded White's death was more sinister than anyone let on. The documentary mentioned a publicist named Jonathan Hay. Hay represented Rihanna at the start of her career when she was promoting her debut single, Pon de Replay. In the past, Hay admitted to making up a story about Rihanna and Jay having an affair. Hay's goal was increased publicity for his artist, and it was a successful ploy. Following his mention in the new documentary, he took to Instagram to note there was much more to the story. After that, he went to All Hip Hop and discussed it further. Rihanna's former publicist speaks out about new Jay-Z documentary. "So I was like, FCK Jay-Z, since he won't give us any attention and he's being disrespectful to Emile, who was a single mother," said Hay. "I'm going to get his attention and be disrespectful back to Jay-Z, as Rihanna was the best thing on Def Jam by far. I thought Jay-Z was a dirtbag, so I put out the story that Jay-Z was in a love triangle with Rihanna and Beyonce, and that caught fire, sparked conversation, increased radio airplay, press coverage, and other forms of attention. I was in an unapologetic by any means necessary state of mind. On Jay-Z for several years, ever since an incident between Jay-Z and former music executive on Rivera. That incident ended with Jay-Z allegedly stabbing Rivera." Hay attempted to explain that the rumors of an affair between Jay-Z and Rihanna were a publicity stunt, but the police didn't believe him. Eventually, they did, and Jay-Z's team made Hay issue a public apology for his actions. Hay alleges that he was supposed to get his other clients promoted on Tidal for his cooperation, but never did.
Yeah, so the documentary, let me pull this documentary up. All right, let me see. All right, so this documentary is called The Disturbing Death of Jay-Z's Mistress, put together by Trap Laura Ross. I mean, it pretty much breaks down everything that's already out there in the public, but he is a well put together documentary, edited real properly, that ties in a lot of things that involves Kathy White's death.
Is Jay-Z's day of reckoning coming? You won't believe this white woman's wild claims. QAnon supporter and conspiracy theorist Liz Crokin has taken to social media, as well as Substack, to allege a bizarre story about Jay-Z. The writer initially went on X Twitter to discuss the MC's alleged former mistress Kathy Corey White. As an entertainment reporter, Crokin wrote for outlets like US Weekly, National Enquirer, Star, and In Touch Weekly. However, the right-winger is known for supporting unhinged theories like COVID was a lie. In addition, she is an avid Trump supporter. For some reason, Crokin felt the need to tell a disturbing story about Jay. Last week, she wrote, "In August of 2011, I was working as a senior editor for Star magazine. My boss asked me to look into online blog reports claiming that a woman named Kathy Corey White, who friends called Corey, was having an affair with Jay-Z. The blog that reportedly first broke the affair story was published by Hollywood Street King in an article titled Busted. Jay-Z caught cheating on Beyonce with Kathy White in August of 2010. I managed to get a hold of Kathy at her job in New York over the phone. I then uncovered photos of Kathy hanging with Jay-Z and Diddy, no less, at Town nightclub in Las Vegas. So I called her back and asked her about the photo evidence that debunked her initial claim that she had never met or hung out with Jay-Z. At this point, Kathy expressed to me that she would consider going public with her story. Days later, I tried to reach her at work with no luck. I finally got a hold of one of her colleagues, and I asked her if she knew why Kathy had been MIA. Her colleague shockingly told me she's dead. In the newsletter, she went further into detail and ultimately implied Jay did something sinister to silence White. For years, folks have had unsavory things to say about both Jay and Bay. They've been called the Illuminati, have had endless speculation about the state of their marriage, and Jay's history has been used against him regarding his character. Following Crokin's post, Tokyo Tony crawled out of the woodwork to also label the pair as demonic. However, without any substantial proof of anything, the power couple remains at the top of their game.
In September 2011. However, at that time, Beyoncé was already heavily pregnant with Blue Ivy. She famously announced her pregnancy at the VMAs on August 28, 2011, 5 days before Kathy White was found dead. Beyoncé's announcement broke the internet, flooding the headlines for weeks, so when a few outlets reported on Kathy's death, it didn't even register for most people. However, publicly threatening to expose Jay-Z. Back in July 2017, journalist Liz Crokin tweeted, "When Kanye West says Jay-Z has murderers, I believe he's talking about the people who killed Kathy White." Crokin was referring to Kanye's onstage rant against Beyoncé and Jay-Z when he accused them of using blackmail to win awards and alluded that Jay-Z might try to take him out.
Beyoncé, I was hurt. Because I heard that you said you wouldn't perform unless you won Video of the Year over me and over Hotline Bling. Jay-Z, I know you got killers. Please don't send them out my head. Just call me. Talk to me like a man.
So last Saturday, Liz Crokin decided to revisit her tweet about Kanye and wrote, "Note the date. Hey Jay-Z, I was the reporter who talked to your alleged mistress right before she died was murdered. I know everything. I know what you did. Go F yourself. Your time is coming. Maybe you and Diddy can share a prison cell together. Justice is coming." And while some people are calling Liz a conspiracy theorist, others are saying the fact that Diddy was allegedly hanging out with Jay-Z and Kathy is already a big enough red flag. Fans are also pointing out that Diddy has been accused by multiple industry insiders like Jaguar Wright of getting rid of his ex-girlfriend Kim Porter, who also died under mysterious circumstances.
Do you believe Diddy had something to do with Kim Porter's death?
Absolutely. Without hesitation. Absolutely.
By the way,
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
This been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
a lot of people are now agreeing with Jaguar and saying it's only a matter of time until Jay-Z gets exposed. One fan said, "I heard about this Kathy situation almost 10 years ago. I'm 30 now, and even back then, I felt like something was done in the background that we don't know about. 2024 is definitely the year of exposing people, so I guess it's only a matter of time. In the words of Nenny, you can never win when you play dirty." And another person added, "I definitely remember hearing of the Kathy White case back in my early 20s. It was that long ago. I always wondered if Jay was capable of doing something like that. Knowing what I know now, I don't put it past him at all."
Ardent.